So it is a old tale. Everyone's mama has told them, their daddy, their auntie, their cousin, their grandma, whoever is close to you, at least once in this life, we have all heard that phrase. When someone tells you who they are, you need to believe them. But who can actually say they've ever taken that for a good personality trait or a character trait? I'm guilty because I haven't. Never. Not ever. Not once. And I think it has taken me and my husband and just seeing this amazing person in front of me that I actually, the last time I heard it, I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever believed it in a good light. And I don't think a lot of my peers, a lot of the people who I know who were dating and trying to, navigate through the struggle to find love and happiness, if that's what you choose, a lot of us are not really doing that. We are always taking that phrase and looking for something negative. But he lied to me once, so he must be a liar. He cheated, so he must be a cheater. Maybe he is. He looks bad on paper. I have to admit, I look terrible on paper. If you write down the last 10 years of my life, it is like terrible. Like, nobody, just run. Just run. But it takes actually meeting that person to see that sometimes paper is a lie. Sometimes you gotta look beyond how they look on paper and actually get to know that person. And maybe it's because I've been watching this show. If you guys are familiar with OWN, that's Oprah's show, TV network or whatever, and there's this show called Love Is. And I'm like turning everyone on. Like, if you come to my house, you're watching Love Is. Like, I will rewatch that first episode 37 times just so everyone can get turned on to the show, because it's amazing. Because it's about a woman who she is finding her success, and she wants that person that's right there with her, like we all do. I told my husband, I told anyone I've ever dated, if I ever gave anyone any interest, they had to at least have what I have. So they need to have at least a car, a house, a job, basics. You got to be on my level. Well, this female was finding herself. I'm not trying to give too much about it, but she was finding herself, and the person who was put in her life was none of the check the box things that she wanted. None of them. But somehow, some way, love happens. And I'll tell you that much because, from the moment you cut it on, you can see that they end up together. But it shows you their journey and what they had to get through in order to get where they are like 20 years later. And it's an amazing show. I was like, yes, Oprah, yes. Amazing movie. And it got me thinking, like, okay, I'm always a person who, I've tried somebody that had potential and I was like, nah, potential is not for me no more. But now that I'm older and have been in relationships and have grown mentally and physically and all that good jazz, I can say potential is nothing wrong with potential if it's with the right person. And this show actually shows that if it's the right person, they're all about you, but they're really on their grind. They just haven't really got to that place, had their big break. Then it's okay. Now someone who's out here chasing women, doing all these other things, and dudes, I'm sorry, I do know that I have male subscribers, but I'm always getting in trouble for saying women and all that stuff, but I can only speak from a female perspective. But you can always flip it. Come on, y'all can flip it. But yeah, so people who are out there grinding and trying to follow their dreams, because I am all about that. All about following your dreams, and just haven't gotten their big break, or are still in the trenches trying to put it all together. It's okay to be there for them during that moment, and that's what the show is about. And that has nothing to do with when someone shows you who they are, believe it. But I just had to throw that out there. I do feel like a lot of times our generation is so terrified to open up their heart and allow someone in that it's easier to nitpick the good or the bad in someone than to see the good, to see the potential, to see where someone may or may not take you. Now, there are deal breakers. We all have deal breakers. If you just cannot deal with someone who smokes, or if you cannot deal with someone who has children, or if you cannot deal with someone who is not well endowed. We are allowed to have things that we're absolutely positively not going to deal with. But I do think that sometimes you miss your blessing by living in a checklist manner instead of just really getting to know people and weeding out the weirdos, weeding out the people who are not taking you anywhere because they don't have any drive, they don't have any motive, they're not trying to go anywhere. I'm not saying be with someone who got 7 kids, just because he treats you nice. No, because at the end of the day, that's a lot. I'm not saying don't, but I'm just saying you have to have your own thing that you can't get past, because when you're with someone, you're with them forever. Hopefully, that's the goal. So when you're with someone forever, you want to make sure that whatever vices they come with, you can deal with that forever. And that is something that, each of us individually have to figure out. But just not allowing anyone in and not seeing the good in people and not believing that there are good men, good women, good people out there is crazy. You look at me and my husband, we got married in 6 months. 6 months of knowing each other, we got married, and we are happily married and have this amazing home and blended family, and every day are just growing and maturing, and we got our stuff with us. Everyone does. And marriage is work, but it's worth it when it's with the right person. But had I been guarded and shielded my heart and not let anyone in, not believe that this was an amazing, good man, I would have missed that blessing. And the same thing with him. He had terrible relationships before me, the same way that I had terrible relationships before him. And if he was guarded and chose not to love and let anyone in, or decided to be a player because he didn't believe that women were worth his time and effort, and there was not going to be one woman that could ever be true to him, I would have missed my blessing. He would have missed his blessing. So you have to kind of go in it with open eyes, not eyes wide shut, but eyes wide open, to actually see the person that you're dealing with, see the person that you're talking to, that you're getting to know, and make that decision. Okay, are these things that I can deal with? And when they show you that they care, when they show you that they love you, when they show you that they want to spend time with you and want to be with you, believe them. Stop pushing people away and believe them. It's like after we've been hurt time and time and time again, we start looking for the bad in people. We start waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm guilty. It's like, this can't be, because the people that I'm attracted to, that I fall for, that I want to be with, are no good for me. But the people who want to be with me and want to be, all in my grill, I ain't interested. And just believe that when life happens, it'll be right. I remember saying, my type, the man I marry, is going to be 40, he's going to be divorced, and he's going to have children. And my mom was like, girl, what? What are you talking about? Well, yeah, my husband's a few years from 40. He's divorced and he has kids. And I just knew, and my reasoning behind that was because it would be someone who was older, who at that point in their life, they were ready to settle down. Now, I didn't know he was going to be that ready that early, but still ready. Knew that they wanted something real and didn't want to play around. Someone who was beyond that stage of their life. Divorced because they've been through this, they've lived, they've had failed relationships, but they've learned. That is the key phrase. They've learned from those past relationships. They've learned about themselves, about what they want. And that was bigger than kids, because I was like, I ain't trying to have all these babies because the sister is getting up in age. So yeah, if you already have kids, you're not looking for me to, have a litter of babies. And that's exactly what happened. I'm attracted to my husband in every way. Like, I thought that the person I married with, I was gonna have to compromise, because the people that I was attracted to were douchebags or dumb or unavailable mentally or physically or whatever. And I did not believe that life was gonna give me what I would be attracted to. I thought I would have to settle, and I didn't. My husband is everything. That I be looking at him sometimes like, damn, you fine. But it happened that way. So now I fully believe that life will give you, one, what you need, and definitely what you want. And it's crazy because we are searching so much for the pieces of our life puzzle instead of just living life and letting it happen. I'll be 32 years. Every time, guys. Every time, at least once, I can't talk. But I'll be 32 this year. I got married 6 months ago, 7, 8 months ago, something like that. It's less than a year. 32. And that's okay. And I remember in my 20s, like, being sad and lonely. And now, if I could go back, I would have enjoyed my 20s. I would have enjoyed it. I probably wouldn't have dated nobody. Like, I would have been just like the girl in the movie. I would have had a guy for this, a guy for that, a guy for that. I wouldn't have taken anyone serious, because now I know, because I've experienced it, that when life really happens, it's really going to happen. And it's really going to be good, and you don't need that other foolishness. Now, the bad times happen for a reason. I do believe that if I never had my heart broken, I wouldn't appreciate real love. I wouldn't appreciate the struggle, the work that it takes to be in a good relationship, because it's hard work. It's coming together for everything, every single thing. It's coming together and making the best decisions for your family, and not just for yourself and for your partner, because everything is not a family decision. Some stuff is just a partner decision. Some stuff is just because I know he likes this, or because I know she likes this, or she doesn't like this, or I know they'll appreciate this, then I'm going to do it. Like, you have to constantly think about someone else, and that's the goal. And I don't think a lot of people realize how much work marriage and long-term relationships are. And some people aren't ready, and that's why life's not giving it to you. Here I am, being a marriage expert or whatever, but I'm not. I have such a different perspective on life, because I'm at such a different place in my life. And a lot of it is because of my husband. It's because I have that support system that I can just go and get anything that's thrown my way. I can just take so many different opportunities that I wouldn't be able to take before. But that's because now I'm ready. And because I'm ready, I have a partner. Life gave me what I needed for my life right now and going forward. But it wouldn't have happened. It would not have happened if I didn't believe my husband when he showed me he was a good man. I would have been like, oh, he only doing this. Mind you, the first couple months, people all put on a show, People put on a show the first couple months, right? And then 6, 8 months is when the real person come out, right? But we got married in 6 months. So if I believed that, or in that manner, I would have never had the life I have now. We probably still would be dating, but it wouldn't be this. But because when he showed me he was a good man, because when he called and he put effort in, he, went out of his way, and the way he made me feel, and just our interaction together, because I believed my intuition in that. Not just all the bad things that intuition leans you on, but it's good too, because I believe that this man was a good man, that he truly loved me, truly loved my children, and truly would provide an amazing life for me. And none of this is even financial. I'm talking about quality of life. I'm talking about more good days than bad days. I'm talking about happiness, pure happiness, smiling, laughing, having a partner, having someone who gives a fuck about you. Sorry. That is what I'm talking about. I believed him when he showed me that. So because I was able to believe that, I have the life that I have now. And because he was able to believe that, because some stories he was telling me, I'd be like, Lord, what? Where do you find these chicks at? But because he was able to believe me and who I am and how I am with him and how I make him feel, we have this life because we took our baggage and we learned from it and we put it in the back seat. Yes, you gotta carry your baggage with you. That stuff will never go away. But it's stuff you learn from. You pick lessons from when you need it and you keep it in the back seat. Keep it in the trunk. So hopefully this helps someone. I don't know. Like, it really, like, I heard that phrase and I was like, dang. Like, I really, like, want to have a conversation about this because it's true. It's real life. We got to stop putting such negative connotations on everything that's told to us. And sometimes we got to take it and make it positive or see the positive in it. Like, it's good people out there. I feel like our generation, honestly, like, maybe it skips a generation, our parents or whatever, but our generation really wants love. Our generation really wants happiness. It really wants to build. It really wants to get back to that family atmosphere. Our generation, for the most part, takes care of our children. I mean, there are some people who don't, but there are a lot who do. Family unit is coming back, and I just feel like we gotta change ourselves. We gotta heal ourselves. Do different. Get to know people before we get in the booty. Have conversations, date multiple people. And I'm not saying have sex with people. I'm saying actually get to know people before you tie yourself to them. Before that's my girlfriend, that's my boyfriend. But get to know people, be friends first. And this is coming from someone who got married in 6 months. But, I don't know. It's like whatever works for you works for you. But I am a firm believer that you will know. And the moment you stop obsessing over it, stop looking for it, stop making that your life's goal. How do I look? How am I dressed? How am I this? How am I that? How am I this? When just be yourself and live your life and create your foundation in doing that when time is right for you, it'll happen. Because I wasn't even trying to date. I say that all the time. I was over it. And then I met my husband and now we're here. So, if you guys have any conversations, comments, and want to continue this conversation, definitely leave comments below. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, peace.